So my name is Dr. Samina Ahmad, and I'm a medical doctor. I turned holistic 22 years ago, and I'm on this path since then. And it's fascinating and amazing how wonderful this journey is. And I'm also a Life Farm Advisory Board member. So I'm going to talk about the core concepts of Ayurveda today, which is so close to my heart, and explain to you what this wonderful field is all about. So Ayurveda, what is Ayurveda? Ayurveda is actually a 5,000-year-old science. It's a modality that we really, sort of relate to, and we understand it through this ancient wisdom where they are saying that the most important thing in your life is to achieve balance between your mind, body, and spirit. So a lot of times when we proceed with going to a healer, especially from the modern medicine perspective, they look at you more as just a body, whereas this particular tradition practiced mostly in South Asia and India, and is now spreading everywhere, is focusing on health and well-being through a balance of body, mind, and spirit. But it's also related to a very important aspect, which is in the name alone, Ayurveda. Ayur means life. So it's a Sanskrit word, Ayurveda, and it means the knowledge of life. Ayur, life, and Veda, knowledge. So all the participants who are new to this particular field, I would urge them to definitely, learn more about it, and to, find out how you can actually, increase your focus and increase your knowledge and understanding about this wonderful field. All right. So what are the different aspects of this particular field that you need to know about? You need to, whenever you study Ayurveda, we talk about doshas. So, dosha is the mainstay of this particular field. And what is dosha? It is your mind body constitution. So, Ayurveda does not generalize, it basically makes you feel very special. So, you're an entity which has its own mind, body, spirit constitution. And dosha is your mind, body, spirit constitution, basically. So we look at your mind body constitution from the time you arrived on this planet, and what are the elements which make you who you are. So you are special. So if you have a headache, we're not going to give Tylenol to you and to the next person with you who has a headache. It's going to be custom designed, personalized. So Ayurveda looks at the lifestyle, it looks at your diet, your nutrition, it looks at aspects like giving you herbs according to your dosha, giving you a lifestyle practice according to your dosha, what kind of colors are good for you, what kind of aromatherapy is amazing for you. So your treatment is totally unique to you, which is amazing. And then we talk about chakras. Now, chakras is a word that is said in so many different ways. Sometimes people call it chakras. Then you have people who call it chakra, and that would be more Hindi or Urdu, but you can pronounce it the way you want. It comes from the word chakra, and chakra means a circle or a disc or a wheel. So it spins, and these are literally vortexes of energy which are there in your in your body. These are centers of energy, bioenergy, and they are placed in different areas. We do not see them like arteries, veins, or nerves, but they are just, call it, pockets of energy, and they are spinning all the time, and they are 7 of them. And as you can see over there on this diagram, this wonderful diagram, that this particular illustration shows you that you can literally address them on their position. So if we start from the first chakra, it is the root chakra. It has a special color, it has a special sound. And then you go to the second one, which is in the sacral area. It is orange in color. And this is basically for your emotion and intimacy. Your reproductive organs are here. Then you go up to the yellow color in the solar plexus, and this is your power chakra. It has a special sound. The heart chakra is green, and it is for love and affection. And then it's throat chakra for communication, creativity. Then the intuitive chakra, which is for your sense of, wisdom, knowledge also, which is your awareness, how aware are you about who you are, your third eye, your ability to gauge things or to have intuition. And then the crown chakra is your spirituality. And the biggest thing is knowledge and wisdom, connection to the higher powers and energy. So I have a nice song, or call it a beautiful sound healing meditation that I keep doing. And maybe you guys can sing it and learn it from me. So I'm just going to do it. Lam Vam Ram Ham, Ram Vam Ram Yam Ham Sham Om. Once again. Lam Vam Ram Yam Ham Sham Om. Lam Vam Ram Yam Ham Sham Om. Lam Vam Ram Yam Ham Sham Om. So you can chant this, and it's beautiful. The sounds are unique. And they say in Ayurveda that when you chant these songs, you can actually release this obstructed energy, which can be there, as a blockage. So while you're cooking, while you're working, you have this beautiful rhythmic sort of sound. You can actually change the tune to suit you the way you want to do it. I just like to do it at my own pace, and I love singing this one. So once again, Lam Vam Ram Yam Ham Sham Om. Lam Vam Ram Yam Ham Sham Om. So enjoy that. So these chakras, or the vortexes of energy, if you look at them, I love this illustration. If you really want to feel the mind, body, spirit connection, because your emotions, your emotional health, your physical health, your spiritual health is literally connected in such a beautiful way. So when you are focusing and doing a meditation, if you just focus on your ground chakra, you can say, I'm grounded, I'm safe. Move up and say, I feel, I'm creative. When you talk about the second chakra, the orange one, and then the yellow one, the power chakra, I'm powerful. And then the green one is the heart, I'm loved and I love. And then I'm expressive with the throat chakra, I speak. And then I'm intuitive with this chakra, I can see, and I'm divine and I know. If you want to take a photograph of this beautiful illustration, that's wonderful. Otherwise, I'm sure Live Farm will share, all these, this particular presentation with you as well. For whoever wants to get it, please write in the chat that you are interested in getting a copy of this particular webinar. So like I said, each chakra believed to correspond to different aspects of physical and emotional health. In holistic practices like yoga, meditation, and energy healing, balancing the chakra is considered essential for your well-being. And now we come to meridians because, we do rely on them for health and healing. And usually they are connected to the TCM or the traditional Chinese medicine. And I have my little guy over here. He's got all the meridians. And so these meridians, again, are channels. These are channels like your blood vessels, arteries, veins, nerves. You cannot see them. They are literally connecting the outside of the body to the organs inside your body. And they carry this particular chi or energy again. You want all your meridians to have flow of energy or chi. Energy is in English is energy, and in Chinese traditional medicine, we call it chi. In Ayurveda, we call it prana. So these are different names for the same entity. So according to Chinese traditional medicine or TCM, your health depends on an unobstructed flow of these meridians. We do not want the energy or these bioenergetic channels to be blocked in any way. And according to TCM, if they get blocked, you are not healthy. There is something wrong. And there are about 12 meridians. We have these, and we need to create balance in them. And there are certain aspects of meridians I want to tell you about. Like I said, these are energy pathways. There are about 12 of them, and they are connected to your different organs. Like you have a meridian for the liver, for the heart, for the lungs. And then these pathways are going to go from the outside of the body, they go to that organ. So if I want to reach out to my heart, all I have to do is use a technique like acupuncture, or even, try to do marma therapy in Ayurveda and try to reach them through that stimulation. And we use many instruments in the holistic field for just causing that little stir in that meridian. And when we do that, the meridian through the chi is going to make the energy flow and cause all the blockages to be removed. And the holistic health perspective again rests on the fact that you are made up of prana, and you have this energy. And if you have this obstructed feeling in any of your body systems, there is no homeostasis, because at the end of the day, the holistic parameters of health is not that, oh, health is defined as no disease in my body. No, the holistic health perspective is that you have balance and harmony within all your body systems. And now the meridian in Western medicine, again, there are a lot of, you always understand the scientific principles govern modern medicine. So they're not really very impressed if you talk about bioenergetics. But I have some good news that they are convinced, and this is a scientific explanation of the meridians, and they feel that when you do acupuncture, you will be able to cause some stir in systems. And I'll give you an example. When we do acupuncture, according to scientific research, they've proven that this acupuncture is going to affect my nervous system. And then the endorphins, which are released, or the chemicals that are released through the stimulation of the nervous system, will be beneficial to me in health and wellness. And then the important concept of yin and yang. And I'm sure my participants in this webinar are familiar with this word, yin and yang. So yin and yang are literally opposites, right? They're opposites, but they're still connected to each other. And we see in life, in all aspects, there's a yin and the yang, but there's a harmony between the yin and the yang too. And perfect balance can be reached. You don't have to be good or bad. You can actually maintain a certain balance and try to establish certain qualities which are important and good for you and which are healthy for you. So similarly, I'll give you an example. Let's talk about yin. Now, what are the qualities of yin from a medical point of view? So yin is very cooling, it's very calming, and it's kind of moist. So let's give an example of what happens when you have yin depletion or yin goes down. And my example is menopause. When a woman goes through menopause, what are the symptoms? You get hot flashes, you get dryness, and there is so much of agitation and anxiety that there is insomnia and restlessness. So that is yin depletion as an example of a disease. And let's look at an example of yang. What are the qualities of yang? So yang is more hot and heating, and yang is drying, and it's basically more energetic. There's a lot of energy in yang and expansiveness in that. So an example of that would be of yang depletion in the body. When yang goes down, and an example is hypothyroidism. So when a person gets hypothyroidism, the hypothyroidism causes the thyroid gland to function at a lesser sort of capacity, and it becomes slow. So the patient is having symptoms like sluggishness, dryness. They get very dry, opposite of yin, the moisture goes away. So dryness of the hair, they are sluggish, They do not have any energy in them. They feel very fatigued and tired all the time. So that's a yin and yang. So always remember that the concept in traditional Chinese medicine is, or in the concept of meridians is, I must balance the yin and yang in my body. And how do I balance it? By actually touching my meridians through different ways, you know, trying to probe my meridians so that the energy doesn't get locked anywhere. If some organ has too much energy, I need to balance it. If some organ has less energy, I need to increase it. And how do I do it? I can use herbs. I can use acupuncture, acupressure. There are a lot of ways of doing that. What is a bioenergy blockage? So I'm teaching you all these Ayurvedic concepts because today, once I teach you all the Ayurvedic concepts, I'll be able to tell you how I will connect them to the Cellnergy device, how I will connect them to the Cellnergy Power Cream, which are both great innovations by Life Farm, our company. So what is a bioenergy blockage? Whenever a blockage happens or obstruction happens, there is an imbalance in the body, right? And in the holistic alternative medicine or the TCM, we need to have this energy flowing in our body. You can see this beautiful illustration when the body has everything in flow and there's no stagnancy, your body feels amazing. When there is disruption, you will be experiencing physical, emotional, and mental health issues. So I want to teach you what causes the blockage, because you can never find a solution to a problem if you don't know what the problem is, right? You have to understand the problem first. Once you understand the problem, the solution will come, right? So let's look at the causes of bioenergy blockages. The causes are: number one, stress and emotional trauma. Negative emotions, fear, anger, and sadness can cause you to have a blockage. A physical injury, and that any injury in my body anywhere can disrupt the energy flow, can block my meridians. Poor diet or lifestyle choices, bad eating habits, lack of exercise, poor sleep will cause an energy blockage. Environmental factors like pollution, toxins will also cause that damage, because that is going to actually reduce the energy flow. When you have all, it basically, if pollutants and toxins fill up my body, they block that beautiful flow of energy, right? And electromagnetic fields can also affect our our flow and energy, because this radiation is damaging to the tissues, damaging to the flow of energy. And what are the symptoms that, if you want to find out if you have some kind of bioenergy blockage, look at these symptoms. Are you experiencing physical pain or discomfort? Do you have tension at the back of your neck or in your body anywhere? You need to do a top to toe examination. Try to find out, try to read yourself, use your intuitive sort of power to find out if there's any problem. And I advise people in my Ayurvedic learnings, I do a visual meditation. Visual meditation is where you close your eyes and you start thinking or feeling parts of your body without touching them, to do a head to toe and start moving from the head down to every part of your body, and start thinking and feeling where is the issue, and you'll be able to find the answer. Emotional distress, is that something that's causing an issue in your life right now, like anxiety, depression, or feeling very overwhelmed? Fatigue, tired feeling, always getting tired, even after not doing too much, getting up in the morning after sleep and feeling tired for no rhyme or reason, right? But there is a reason. There's always a reason why you're feeling tired. Human body is not supposed to be tired. When the energy is flowing and everything is good, there is no reason to feel fatigue. Mental fog, difficulty concentrating or thinking clearly, is always linked to stress. There's always, you're trying to carry an elephant. And remember, you can't carry an elephant. You're a human being. We have a certain capacity. Do not put more load on your body to cause difficulty in adaptation. You have trouble then, because you have certain skills made to last a certain way. When the body gets tired, it needs to get rejuvenated, and sleep is important. So the conclusion is understanding and addressing bioenergy blockages to achieve overall wellness and also balance yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Now, we have a lot of solutions in the holistic modalities department, Ayurveda, and also many other alternative medicine sort of sciences. And in a nutshell, let's look at all of them. We don't have a lot of time to really elaborate on these, but I just want to make you swim through and give you a good perspective of what Ayurveda is in a very short time. You know, it's like making you go through a 101, like what is it called? 101, like a very quick one, sort of experience. And Ayurvedic approaches are breathing. We always focus on teaching you yoga breathing and also yogic meditations. We use herbs in our practice. Ashwagandha is very popular and has been well researched. Triphala, made of three fruits, triphala, like three fruits, Brahmi, amazing for your mental power, your memory. Abhyanga is a self-massage with oil, diet and nutrition, yoga meditation, chakra balancing, and panchakarma, which is taking 5 actions to detox you. And I remember my trip to Kerala. I'll never forget that, where I learned how to do panchakarma and I did my training in that. There are also other holistic modalities, like, I'm sure you are very aware of these: acupuncture, Reiki, chakra balancing, detoxification, aromatherapy, and sound healing. So if you're not on this path, I would urge you to definitely find some time and learn about any one of these. You don't have to get overwhelmed. Just try to practice some yoga and try to do some breathing. And I would definitely mention meditation. I always say meditation, 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 not medication, medication, medication. Prevention is better than cure for sure. So what's your dosha? This is the most exciting part, right? If you want to find out whether you are a Vata, Pitta, or Kapha. So doshas are mind-body constitutions, and these are again bioenergetic forces. They cannot be seen. They don't look like an anatomical part. So obviously modern medicine does not see a system or something like this to actually, they can't test it, they can't gauge it. But this is a 5,000-year-old science, which is a science of life, wisdom of knowledge, and life of, a lifetime of knowledge that you can gain, 5,000 years of wisdom that you can actually, gain from. These are actually 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, which are made up of 5 elements. So what happens is 2 elements get together to make one dosha, and they make Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So what are the 5 elements? Ether, air, earth, water, and fire. And in this diagram, if you can see this beautiful illustration, Vata is made up of space and air, or ether and air. Pitta is made up of fire and water. And Kapha is made up of earth and water. So when we talk a little about these doshas, you'll notice they have the traits of, like Vata has traits of air and ether. Kapha has traits of earth and water. Pitta has fire and water traits. And if you are any of these, then you have those traits. So it's very interesting, the 3 doshas, right? So if you look at Vata people, people who are made up of ether and air, or space and air, they are very light like air. They're very light qualityed, which means they are always flying like a balloon from one place to the other. They cannot make up their mind what they want to be. Maybe this month I should do some gardening. And then the next month they will probably want to learn how to play the guitar. So they're everywhere, like a balloon, like I told you. Very spacey people, but they're very artistic when they are balanced. They are creative, balanced people. However, when they get imbalanced, they cannot make up their mind. They are the ones with all the anxiety, with all the worry, and they get a lot of dryness in their bodies. So all the diseases linked to dryness, like the dry eczema or skin diseases, which are linked to dryness, they will get that. And they'll get also joint issues, which mainly happen because of the drying of the synovial fluid. So it's important to be balanced. The second dosha is Pitta. And fire and water, oh my God, these are movers and shakers in the world. So these are people, when they are balanced, they are the people to go to because they know what to do. They are professionally very sound and extremely successful people. Leadership qualities are there, right? And just like fire, they are very, sort of strong people. They manifest what they want to manifest. But when they go out of balance, that's when the trouble happens, because anger, resentment, and narcissism, all of that come into play. And the diseases linked to this dosha are acne. Anything, think about fire. If there's more fire in me, I'm going to get inflammation more than other people. So I'll break up into a rash, acne, rosacea, acid reflux, autoimmune disorders, cancers. That's what you are actually going to get. And interestingly, Ayurveda says that the doshas that which are more prominent in you, the mind body constitution that you belong to, when you come into this world, that is your mind body constitution. It never changes. It's always going to be the same. So we can't really help that. It's part of our nature then. And let's see, the other qualities are hot, sharp, oily, intense. Okay. So now we are going to actually, yeah, we forgot the kapha dosha. Let's do the kapha. So kapha is earth and water. What happens when you mix earth and water? Sludge. It's heavy. So these are people who are very, like, it's usually cold, dense, sticky, the texture of earth and water. So these are people who are so, like, they're great. I guess they are very uh, grounded like earth when they are balanced. These are people you go to for help counseling, and they give you so much love and compassion, like your grandma. And they're solid people, very grounded. But when they lose their balance, they become sticky and they stick to you. They become so dependent. And they are like couch potatoes too. They're going to be with their remote, watching television the whole day, not moving from their seat. And they'll always be postponing things. It's like, hey, I think I'll do this tomorrow. It's okay. I don't have to be in a rush. So that sometimes leads to laziness, leads to excessive weight, obesity, diabetes, excessive sleep, depression, all these things, water retention, edema. And now balancing the doshas. So in a, like I said, this it's very difficult to explain Ayurveda in this talk so quickly, but just to give you a semblance of how each dosha is different. And Ayurveda is trying to achieve your balance by telling you that if you are a vata dosha, you need to eat sweet, salt, and sour foods. There are 6 tastes, but they want to focus on sweet, sour, and salty for people who are vata. You should eat warm food. Do not eat salads. Do not eat cold stuff. Eat warm things because you're made up of air and space. So try to add more nourishing and warmer things in your life. Your lifestyle should be yoga, meditation, exercise. Don't get overstimulated. Keep your environment warm. Try to have a regular routine. Pitta people have a regular routine. Vata people don't. And what are your herbs? Ashwagandha, ginger, cinnamon is going to balance you. Your oil is always sesame oil and almond oil. And for Pitta, and before we move to Pitta's balancing, can you see over here that Vata is mostly the positioning of this particular mind-body constitution is in the gut. If you see the intestines, that's where Vata's home is. And Pitta, if you see, is right where the stomach is, your gastric area, that's where the Pitta is. And Kapha is in the lungs. So that's the location of these 3 doshas. And so for Pitta dosha, we want, because Pitta is fire and water, it's too hot. You need to eat cooling things. Cucumbers are good for you. And, these leafy green vegetables. You need to have sweet, bitter, and astringent tastes. Usually sweet, bitter, and astringent is in leafy greens. And you need to eat melons, leafy greens, like all these nice and cooling things. And avoid hot, spicy, fried, acidic food. Stay hydrated. but do not have icy drinks. Ayurveda never wants you to have ice in your drinks. They want you to drink room temperature water. And in lifestyle, avoid excessive heat and direct sunlight because you already have the fire. Imagine if you have fire and you go out in the sun, you're going to really break out in and have a big suntan there. You need to engage in activities like swimming, nature walks, relax, and exercise patience. Pitta people really struggle with patience and forgiveness and stress. So try to exercise those. And herbs, aloe vera, all the cooling things, neem, turmeric, coconut oil is the best oil for massage for them to balance them. And then the kapha dosha, again, here we have somebody who has a lot of earth and water, and they are so slow and sluggish. We need to wake them up. So think of the taste. In order to wake up kapha people, you need to give them something spicy, pungent, like bitter and astringent. Strong tastes are going to wake them up. So they can have a lot of spices, bitter greens, legumes. They need to avoid heavy stuff like oil and sweet stuff. So no sugar for kapha, please. No oil. Try to reduce that and limit your dairy and cold foods. Your lifestyle is that you need to exercise and you need to listen to drums. You have to listen to very strong kind of music so you can really move to it. Avoid excessive sleep, stay more active, be mindful, don't do emotional eating, no couch potato behavior, and no sitting and snacking. Your herbs are ginger, black pepper, and turmeric. And we do I think dry brushing is so amazing. But in order to stimulate the kapha, dry brushing works so well. And you can do it with oils like sunflower oil, mustard oil, eucalyptus. They are amazing oils for kapha balancing. So you need to understand your dosha. What you come into this world with is your dosha, your mind, body, constitution. It's known as prakriti. And you need to understand it so that you can eat according to it, live a lifestyle that's good for you, and stay in balance. Vikruti is a Sanskrit word again, like Prakriti. Vikruti is the imbalance, which means that you did something. You are a Pitta, like I'm a Pitta Vata, and if I become kapha, that means what happened is I did something which caused the imbalance. I need to always come back to my pitta vata. If you are a vata pitta, you need to come back to your mind body constitution. And remember, all mind body constitutions are great. They all have their pros and cons, but they're all amazing. So don't feel like, oh my God, I'm a vata, I'm not that great, or I'm a kapha. No, they're all amazing. And guess what? All of us have all three in our mind body constitution, but we do have one or two which are more than the other. So it's just about that, which particular element is more in your mind body constitution. So Ayurvedic personalized regimen again says we are talking about personalized regimen, which I spoke about. You are unique and you need to stay unique. You need to pamper your uniqueness. You're not like any other. So try to find out what your dosha is. And you can do that. You can find out what your dosha is by dosha quizzes. I trained with Dr. Deepak Chopra. So if you have time, you can Google the Chopra quiz on what is my dosha. And it's like a one-pager and it's so easy to do. And you can find out what your dosha is. That could be a great exercise for you guys to do today. So the conclusion, once again, balance the dosha. It's the key to maintaining health and harmony in body, mind, and spirit. By understanding your unique constitution and making appropriate adjustments to your diet, lifestyle, and daily routine, you can achieve optimal well-being and prevent disease. Ayurveda emphasizes a personalized approach, recognizing that each individual is unique and balance is achieved differently for everyone. Now we move to the pilot study that Life Farm did to find out about one of these beautiful sort of technology tools we have called Cellnergy Wellness. It's an amazing tool which uses terahertz technology. And this particular study was done by Galina Pana. She's an amazing expert in bioenergy, bioresonance systems. She's a researcher and practitioner in alternative healing modalities. She's just amazing. She's a good friend. And Ella. Ella is a family nurse practitioner, and they did this in a particular pilot study. Let me take you through it. So, the objective of this pilot study was that they had 10 subjects for 14 days, ages 45 to 89, and uh, different kind of devices were used to actually find out how good Cellnergy wellness is to cause biophysiological health and wellness in these people. And they were subject to this to exposure or stimulation by the Cellnergy wellness device. And after that particular treatment, they were they were again tested. So testing was done before and after using Cellnergy wellness. Now, what are the different technologies and devices which were used for this study? Veda Pulse was used. Veda Pulse is again, it's a functional tool, and it uses the bioenergetics principle and knowledge to find out what your heart rate variability is. And it's good to have a heart rate variability, because what we see through this is that people who have a heart rate variability, which means that their heart rate changes over a period of time, that means that they are able to withstand stresses and different dynamics in their life, right? Any kind of emotional turmoil, any kind of physical turmoil, and all doesn't cause problems because the heart is used to varying its rate. So this is what we did. And then quantum resonance magnetic analyzer again uses electromagnetic waves and signals from this, and it analyzes different health status or different indicators of health. And there are about 30, over 30 indicators which are going to help us in finding out how the body is doing. These are non-invasive technologies. The harmonic translation system, Omega, was used, again, a computerized instrument to find out subtle energies in the body. Pulse oximeter to find out oxygen saturation in the blood, and a blood pressure apparatus. So the results were actually to find out how effective Cellnergy wellness device is in performance and what different things were checked. So it's going to be easy for you now, because I already gave you a nice journey through Ayurveda. If I had not actually talked about all these different terms, which Ayurveda, in a way addresses, you would not have been able to understand this particular pilot study. So what did we check? We checked the bioenergy field. We checked stress levels. We checked chakras. We checked acupuncture meridians and biological aging. This pilot study showed positive correlation between application of the device and improvement of all these markers that I told you. Amazing, which indicated that the Cellnergy wellness device is effective in improving the participants' wellness status. So let's see how it was able to come to that conclusion, that chakras, meridians, bioenergy fields, stress, and biological aging improved. So look at this beautiful illustration. Here you can see the blockages. The first illustration from the left side is showing a subtle energy blockage of the whole body, the aura. We all have an aura. It's this bioenergy field that we all have, which is about 2 feet around us. It's just sort of surrounding us. People have good aura or bad. You must have heard that word aura. So sometimes that aura gets blocked. So that's that. And then chakra blockages. If you see in this particular diagram, or illustration, you can note that our chakras are, small or big in size. Some of them have just become blocked. And then you have the vertebral blockage also. And this is another great illustration where they're showing all the 7 chakras, their colors, and also trying to show you that there is a way, like sound therapy can actually balance these chakras. So the first illustration is before giving the sound therapy, before playing those musical notes. And then after playing the musical notes, which are relating to the chakras, C, you can see root chakra is red in color, and the musical note that was played is C, and how it balanced it. So we already talked about sound therapy and chakras and how they respond to that. So before and after effects of sound therapy on chakra balancing. And this is from the Veda Pulse. It's a beautiful instrument, which again relies, it's a functional tool. It is showing you the bioenergetics and telling you the blockages in energy of the chakras. So if you see the before picture, you notice in this that the green color, if you see the left picture, that's the heart chakra. Do you see it's going into the red zone? I think the color is not that evident in the background, but if you look closely, you do see yellow, green, and red. So we want all the chakras to be in the green corridor. The chakras which are not in the green corridor means they are blocked, or they are showing they are not balanced. So if you see the before and after pictures, you will see that, before applying the Cellnergy Cellnergy device application before is showing uh, red in the heart region, which shows a lot of emotional turmoil. And if you look at the after picture, we see that the heart chakra has come back to the green corridor and has become balanced. And in this, the doshas are shown, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. If you notice in this, the Pitta is really high in the before picture. And we applied the Cellnergy device, and we saw that the dosha Pitta, which was really high, has come down. And if you see the after picture, all three doshas are literally balanced. And we did this by using Veda Pulse. That's the technology we used. And it's interesting, when I spoke to Galina, Galina told me that the device, the Cellnergy device, which is right here in my hand right now, according to the meridian theory, they like to use it on the middle of the palm. So when they are using it, about like, you hold it a little further like that, and you are using it and you're turning it around like that, you are moving it up and down, but your focus is the center of the palm, because this is the strongest channel in the meridian theory through which you can balance all your meridians. So that's what she did, and she was able to balance these. She did that before and after. She checked the doshas before applying the Cellnergy device, and then after. And here again, the elements are shown. And if you notice in the before picture, we see that fire and air are literally touching the red. And in the after picture, fire is definitely come back into the green corridor. And we see that, space and fire and, earth are definitely in that balanced region. Even air and space are there. Now, the bioenergy field, look at this. There's more expansion of that bioenergy field after the Cellnergy application. So Cellnergy tool application increased the bioenergetics, or the aura. And here again, the aura energy, power of energy field, 54.1% before. And when the Cellnergy device was applied for 12 minutes, the power of energy field increased to 105.4. That's huge. That's amazing. How the energy increased. Very powerful aura there. And now there was also another test that was done for the meridians. So in the first picture, if you can see that, this is the right picture. That's where we want to be. All the meridians you see are in the green corridor. And the abnormal is when these meridians just leave that green corridor and start spiking everywhere. So that's your second picture over there. And I see that the heart and digestive meridians are out of control in the abnormal, stressful situation. Whereas when the device was used, they came back to the green corridor. And here is the stress index. This is the Veda Pulse. Veda Pulse again shows that stress was 254, really high in that first illustration. And then after using the device, it became 202, 202, significant decrease. Normal level is 200. And here again, we see the meridians. They are in the green corridor after applying the Cellnergy device. And this time the Cellnergy device was applied for a longer spell. So it's usually applied for 10 to 12 minutes, but you wait, and here if you see that they waited because you want to get a better picture of how well the instrument worked or how well the Cellnergy, application worked. So here they waited. After applying it and after 40 minutes of application, they noticed the difference in the meridians. They are balanced now. So the pilot study statistics are showing that 70% improvement in the acupuncture meridians, 80% decrease in stress levels, 40% optimized bioenergy fields, 60% improvement in chakras and also in the elements. That's an amazing pilot study stats. I think they're really great. It's a very good result. So the conclusion, again, based on the preliminary results of this pilot study evaluating efficacy of the Cellnergy wellness device, it can be concluded that stimulation by Cellnergy wellness device is effective to improve many subtle parameters in human body. And this brings me to our special product, Cellnergy Power Cream. Today, I'm going to talk about this because at the end of the presentation, I want all the people who are on this webinar to understand that using Cellnergy Power Cream and the Cellnergy Power device, the Cellnergy wellness device and this together is very effective versus just using, the device or using the cream. And I remember Galina Pana telling me that, when they were doing the pilot study, they found out that people who were taking laminine since at least 2 years, they actually showed better parameters than people who were not taking laminine. So then I kind of put it as a 3-in-1 package or a bundle that definitely continue using laminine, use the wellness device with the cream and achieve a better result. So let's look at the power of this Cellnergy Wellness Power Cream. And I think I did a webinar some months ago in which I talked about this power cream. But today I'm going to touch on some of the aspects of it again. So this particular cream, Cellnergy Wellness Power Cream, has really brought in an amazing technology. And it has bioactive growth factors. It has thermal wave technology and a proprietary blend of ingredients which will reactivate the stem cells. So let's look at what we are doing here. And, we always, when we say reactivate the stem cells, we're talking FGF2 mainly, because we already know that laminine has that. And FGF2, the fibroblast growth factor, when it has that ability to support the nutrition of the stem cell, to support the effectivity of the stem cells. Stem cells definitely need that support. We all know, and I did another webinar, I remember some time back, where I told you what is important for stem cells. What is the nutrition of those cells? So we all are aware that these days, millions of people are suffering from the degenerative disorders, which is affecting their independence, mobility, quality of life. So you need to understand that this is so important right now. Now, this new research, what is it telling us? That we're going to wake up the dormant stem cells. Stem cells usually lose their their strength, they lose their effectivity, they die, they get injured as cells are reproducing. So we have to reactivate and re-energize them. And we see that FGF2 helps, platelet-derived growth factor helps, transforming growth factor beta-1 helps. So these are the different sort of, exciting research revelations which are telling us that growth factors actually work. So we have used this technology and this information to actually make this cream. And you can see that here, that there is also thermal wave technology that is being used. So when you apply the cream, the area gets nice and warm. This is the thermal wave technology. And what are you using in it? Of course, you've got a natural sensory agent so that you can feel the heat. That is there in the cream. And then you also have infrared energy. For anyone on this webinar who wants to know what infrared energy is, it's an electromagnetic spectrum energy. On the electromagnetic spectrum, you have different kinds of energy. And this energy is just after the visible light and microwave. So it's between that, but it's more stronger than the visible light energy. And it's a very safe and effective kind of therapy that you use. This infrared energy is usually given out by objects which are already hot, like the sun. We know that the sun gives us that. But this technology is helping this cream, because once it has it in this Cellnergy, like power cream, this cream, when you apply it, first of all, will become nice and warm, heating. That vasodilates. It makes the blood vessels become dilated. And so what will happen is the blood flow will increase, will improve. And then your infrared energy, which is part of this cream, it has this sensory agent and healing infrared energy. It will help in stimulating the blood flow. It will help in reaching the deeper parts of your skin to soothe to soothe the joints. So your joints are deeper, right? You need to have something in the ingredients of a cream which improves absorption, and vasodilation improves that. Heat improves absorption. So that's amazing. And if you look at this particular illustration, you'll see that heat, growth factors together are actually improving the ability of this cream to absorb more deeper into your skin and to dilate the blood vessels to work more effectively. All these ingredients are working together. We already talked about these particular factors and the heat. So this technology is amazing. And when you look at this slide, you will notice that it has a joint support blend. And focus on the 4 illustrations on your right side so that you can understand this better. The first little diagram is actually saying that there are certain ingredients which are helpful in stem cells to support a healthy cartilage. So what are those ingredients which are helping the cartilage? They are vitamin A, vitamin C, and ceramide, which is a fat. It's a fat molecule which gives it's like a defense system to your skin, protective. And then the second diagram is about collagen production. So what is producing collagen? It's vitamin A. It's important for the collagen production. Vitamin C, very important for collagen production. And also glycolic acid. Glycolic acid is very important. So these 3 are going to literally stimulate the natural production of collagen. And we are all aware that our joints need collagen. Our joints need stem cells to be healthy. Now, the third picture is what helps your joints to stay lubricated. It's the hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid provides that lubrication and smoothness between the bones, in the synovial fluid. The lubrication is important. Otherwise, it's like, the bones are rubbing against each other. And that's a point where you need joint replacement surgery. You don't want that. And a lot of times with age, the liquid becomes less. The lubrication of joints decreases as we age. Then we have the last picture, which is showing what is relieving the joint ache. So remember, people who have joint issues or musculoskeletal problems, they definitely suffer from pain. So what ingredient in this cream actually helps with the pain? It's arnica and hemp. And arnica helps in different ways. It's anti-inflammatory and it's a painkiller. So hemp also does the same kind of action, especially CBD. But I mean, hemp and arnica are part of this cream as well. Very supportive. So this joint blend is literally taking care of so many aspects of protecting your skin, your body, your joints, everything. It's just amazing, and no side effects at all to this technology. So what are the benefits? Because of the thermal wave technology, immediately relief to the problem, to the discomfort. Root cause of degenerative disorders is stem cell injury or stem cell dysfunction. So it's going to cause stem cell activation. It's going to make your joint better, so there'll be a better lifestyle. You'll be able to play sports. And sometimes because of sport injuries, you kind of, it take a very long time to recover from them. But when you use this cream, the recovery time is short, which I think is amazing. So the blood circulation improves, cellular healing, cellular activity. Um, it also helps with sleep and relaxation, because I think I told you about arnica and hemp. These are definitely going to cause more relaxation and help you. And like I mentioned, the Cellnergy wellness device, which is our terahertz technology, the cream, these two together, they show incredible results. And I'm going to show you some initial results from a research, a little study done by Kimberly, a research scientist, where she used Cellnergy Wellness, the tool, and also the cream in certain subjects, 10 subjects for 10 days. And how is the cream applied? Generous layer of the cream to an area where there is pain. And then you use the device to that applied cream area for about 10 to 12 minutes per section. And this is what you see. This is the pilot study results using Cellnergy Wellness and Cellnergy Cream. And if you look at the table, we have the number of subjects, that's 10. We have the age, and you see that this ranges from 40 years to about 85. So that age group, it's a very a diversified age group there. Like we're talking spanning 4 decades. And you see the before and after level of pain. So many people on this particular webinar know that pain is usually gauged from 1 to 10. Whenever a patient comes to us, we ask them, how strong is the pain? And somebody will say 3, some will say 2, some 7. So in this particular table, you see that people have said, hey, I had a pain of 3 before you use the device. And then once you used it, you see it became 1. I'm giving you the example of the first subject who's 72 years. So they had 3 pain at the level of 3, it became down. So literally -2, gain there. And that's a very good sign. And many people in this test, they had literally pain to the level of 6 and they got 2, or from 8 they came to 4. Some people came from 1 to like 4. And I mean, basically before, if you have 4, you become 1. I think that's a very good index. In all our patients here, or all our clients that we measured it, we see -2 to -4 improvement, literally 2-level improvement or 4-level improvement in many of these. And, and some of the symptoms also reduced. Some people felt that there was a reduction in their cough, if that was a symptom, reduction in the pain. Some people experience slight burning sensation. And I can imagine that maybe some people are very sensitive to even a little heat application. So this has the thermal wave technology. Maybe the cream was applied and they just felt, oh, that's like a little uncomfortable. So that could have been there. But we know that there is no intense burning at all. This has been tried and tested. Safety is there for this product. So if when you look at this table, you notice that almost 8 out of 10 people showed improvement, which I think is really amazing. These are preliminary tests, and we look forward to receiving more research and more tests on these 2 products actually working together. So I really appreciate all of you joining us, and I always thank you for your time and your availability. And I hope that this particular webinar was fruitful and was useful, and it increased your knowledge about health and wellness. And once again, I'd like to thank everybody who arrived here. And, it's so wonderful to see so many people. We have a nice camaraderie. We have a nice family, the Life Farm family. And I always cherish this webinar because I get to see all of you. And thank you so much for your time. And thank you, Life Farm, for giving me this platform and this opportunity.